Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're doing a really fascinating exploration, looking into a unique, contemporary worship singer. Her voice keeps coming up in our sources as this profound source of, well, healing and comfort.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and pull back the curtain a bit on the, let's say, the technical secrets behind why this voice seems to hit so many people so hard, emotionally and spiritually.
And what's really interesting, I think, is how quickly the market recognized how unique this artist is. They didn't just market her songs, they actually sort of branded her voice.
Branded the voice itself.
Exactly. Sources mention these titles developed just for her, like The Fountain of Spiritual Sound or The Voice of Belief. It signals right away that there's this specific power here, something maybe beyond just entertainment.
Absolutely. And the core description we keep seeing is that her voice is like the first light in the morning mist, pure, warm, true. It sounds almost, well, mystical.
It does.
But is that just a feeling, like a subjective thing? Or is there actually some science, something verifiable underpinning that sense of purity?
Oh, it's absolutely supported by the science. And this is where the deep dive gets pretty surprising, actually. If you analyze the acoustics of the source material, her average fundamental frequency, it's unusually high.
How high?
Around 731 hertz on average. And that frequency range, well, in auditory psychology, it often gets perceived as, ethereal, clean, sometimes even sacred.
Wow. 731 hertz. That's a huge finding. So the physics, the actual sound waves of her voice, are leaning toward that feeling of transcendence.
Pretty much, yeah.
So tell us more about that 731 hertz number. Why does that specific frequency sound so clean?
Well, it seems that range is almost, you could say, mathematically optimized for how we perceive transcendence. It's right in those higher harmonics we often link with clarity and purity. It manages to avoid the sort of muddy lower frequencies, but also steers clear of that piercing shrillness you might get at the very top, soprano notes. It's just a very clean signal.
Okay.
And that provides a real technical foundation for that healing quality people talk about.
Okay, so the physics are incredible.
Yeah.
Got it. Now let's shift to her technique. The sources really emphasize that her approach, while sophisticated, is all about sincerity, not showmanship.
Right.
So how does she use that precision to sound so, well, effortless and genuine?
It comes down to intense internalized control. It's not flashy on the outside. For instance, she uses incredibly stable breath support, rock solid.
Right.
And that lets her maintain this really smooth, connected style, a deep, consistent legato. And listeners, they immediately translate that stability into a real sense of peace. That
her vibrato, that plays a big role too, right, in the sincerity aspect.
Oh, crucially, yeah. She completely avoids that wide, fast vibrato you hear in a lot of traditional display singing. Hers is applied really lightly, often just to sort of settle the emotion right at the very end of a phrase. It's like this gentle closure.
So it doesn't feel like decoration.
Exactly. It keeps the focus squarely on the message, no excess baggage. And then you add her seamless mastery of sound mixing.
The blend.
Yeah, that pure blend of chest voice and head voice. There are no audible breaks, no flips. It lets her go from this really intimate whisper straight up to a high-note declaration of conviction, all without losing that vocal stability or its essential, that thickness or fullness.
And it's that seamlessness, that mastery, that lets her project those two qualities that are so vital for spiritual comfort, right? Both the goo, the warmth, and the firm strength.
Precisely.
She can soothe you and give you courage, sometimes in the very same line.
Exactly right. And that's why this voice gets positioned as a harbor for the soul. That simultaneous delivery of solace and strength, it just perfectly reinforces the message of constancy, of hope.
Like in songs such as You Are Always There.
It makes her music a kind of branded tool for spiritual stability. It's quite intentional.
So if we bring all these pieces together, the technical stuff, the spiritual feeling, what's the big takeaway here? What does it all mean about the power of her art?
I think her work really proves something powerful.
Yeah.
That when you have this precise, highly technical skill, but it's put entirely in service of a genuine emotional message.
Yeah.
The sound that results becomes this incredibly potent tool. A tool for comfort. It makes those titles she received, like Uswinia, truly fitting. They're not just marketing fluff.
Right, they actually describe the effect.
Yeah.
And it makes you think, considering how much internalized technical precision is needed just to convey that level of sincerity and stable comfort. Does a voice like hers challenge that common idea that, real deep emotional impact has to come with grand, visible showmanship?
That's a great question.
Something for you to consider maybe the next time you put her music on.